Hi everybody, so in today's video, a lot of women are sharing stories of all the things that their exes did to them, but they still stayed in those relationships.
Hey guys, this is things that my ex did and I stayed. So I would say that I'm the most beautiful girl in the world, and he said, how can I say that when Zendaya exists? He used to not comment compliments under my posts because they were boring, but I saw him comment compliments on his girlfriend's posts, and I said, why don't you do it on mine, but you do it on hers? And he said that's just how their relationship is. One day I made a little post saying know your worth, just to tell women to know their worth, and he made a post in response saying you're worth $30 or something like that. He called me a halfie because I'm half black and Hispanic, and he said it was okay because he's half white and Hispanic, but that man looked no type of Hispanic. He was a white man.
He didn't have a problem dating you, right? But he said your worth was just $30. Wouldn't like your photos, but didn't have a problem liking other women's photos. Oh, you're gorgeous, okay? You deserve all the good things in the world. Don't let any man tell you otherwise. I see a lot of people glamorizing interracial relationships, like Caucasian men can do no wrong. But did you listen to her? There are bad men everywhere. A quick disclaimer, this is for educational purposes. This is in no way, shape or form to shame anybody, okay? I feel like they are brave enough to come out and share some of these stories because these are the stories that teaches you what to do when you find yourself in situations like this, okay? So there's going to be a lot of manipulation, gaslighting, emotional abuse, physical abuse, okay? Yes, so if you're easily triggered, I'll suggest you sit this one out, okay? Or brace yourself, okay? Tread cautiously, that's all I'm going to say, because some of these stories are... Okay, I saw most of them laughing, giggling through it, but I couldn't laugh. I just couldn't laugh, okay? There's so many emotions that I was going through watching all these videos. So, yeah, it's going to trigger you, okay? You're going to see red. So give them grace, okay? And listen to their story, share it if you can to whoever needs to see this video, okay? Because sometimes stories like this will help somebody else to realize that they are in a toxic situation and they do need to leave that situation, okay? So without wasting your time, let's get into the video. Leave your comments and your stories in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and if you've not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button.
He used to send me pictures of other girls on Instagram and tell me that I would look so much better if I did my hair or my nails or whatever like the girls in the picture. Yeah. Namely, Jordan Ryan, you know, from Love Island. He would send me her all the time, to the point where I literally blocked the poor girl because every time I saw her on my explore page, it would make my asshole itch. He used to compare me to other girls all the time, actually. One time I was cleaning out my makeup drawer whilst we were on FaceTime. I was showing him all the makeup that I'd accumulated in storage, and do you know what this man said to me? He looks at all my makeup and he goes, you know, my ex-girlfriend was naturally pretty. She didn't need all of that. Bro. True story. One time I was on the train on the way to go see him and I had a full-on panic attack. And now I'm thinking about it, that was probably my subconscious telling me to not go and meet this guy. But anyway, I'm on the train and I mean sat on the floor, a complete stranger sat cradling me, holding my hand, wiping the tears off my face. Not even funny, but you just have to laugh. And no joke, I get off the train, go to meet him. Obviously I tell him what just happened. This guy did not care. He was like, oh, okay. I actually think he laughed at one point and made a comment like, oh, you're probably just emotional because you're coming on your period. Yeah. Oh, and not only that, he had tried to call me a couple times whilst I was on the train. Obviously, I was kind of busy at the time, so, you know, I didn't answer. And he got mad at me because I didn't answer his calls whilst I was having a panic attack. He used to make really inappropriate, kind of degrading comments about me to his friends whilst I was saying that. Or sometimes we'd be out, again, table full of people, and he would just blurt out private, personal information about me that I had literally asked him not to share with anyone. But did he care? No, just announce it. And I would literally tell him, you know, it's really embarrassing when you do that in front of people. Like, can you not? The next time we were out, he'd do the exact same thing. Don't ask me why I put up with it, because I don't have an answer. Anytime I would call him out on something or tell him that something that he did had hurt my feelings, he would get mad at me for being mad at him for what he had done wrong to me. It don't even make no sense. Or he would just like straight up flip the whole thing around on me. His favorite line was, I have had all the same friends for 20 years and nobody else has a problem with me except you. Nobody else thinks all these things about me, so obviously it can't be me that's the problem. Yeah, now I'm saying all this out loud, I realize how nuts I was for letting somebody ever treat me that way. It wasn't until now that I started seeing somebody that has decorum, home training, respect for women, manners, sense, basic human decency, a conscience, and morals. What was I saying? Oh yeah, wait. It wasn't until I started dating a good guy that I realized how whack all that behavior really is.
Things our exes did and we stayed.
Say the guy I lost. When I met his parents, I was 15, he was 19, and he told me to tell his parents that I was 18.
I was going through his texts this one night and he texted his friend calling me a weird bitch.
My ex bought me a fake Cartier bracelet and told me it was real.
Mine was yelling at me outside of a bar so loud that these random girls I didn't know asked me if I needed help.
Had a guy tell me he loved me after 5 days of meeting him.
I had a guy give me a promise ring, take a picture of it, send it to another girl, say it was for her, give it to me, and then steal it from me. And then lied about all that.
Oh, I have one actually.
Okay, stole my favorite sweatpants from me, won't give them back, and then I saw him wearing them around school.
Okay, he stole my sister's favorite sweatshirt that was mine and then gave it to his current girlfriend and wouldn't give it back to me.
Oh my.
Listing off things our ex-boyfriends did to us and we still stayed. He farted while I was giving him a BJ and he accused me of having bad breath.
He said I was like a moped because I am fun to ride, but he don't want his friends to see him riding.
We were driving into the parking lot of the fairgrounds and he said, "Hey, look, you're looking for a new job, ain't you? You should go apply." And I looked up and it was a sign for a livestock show.
When I was having the vaginal mesh surgery and he was at the tavern all night with Tracy spinning my SSI check.
He told me that his mom gave a better reach around. And I said, "You gave your mom a reach around?" And he said, "No, my dad told me she was the best between you two." Which hurt my feelings.
He came home and said, "That catfish dinner smells disgusting." And he knew damn well that I was not even cooking nothing.
I caught him balls deep in my sister and he told me he was doing a social experiment to see how I would react.
He left me at the altar because he was at the AutoZone getting his check engine light checked.
He took my period panties on the float trip and hung them up like a pirate's flag on his inner tubes and called it the SS tuna boat, and all his friends were laughing.
Boy, oh boy, do we need a lesbian edition of this because we are brutal, dude. One time me and my ex had applied for this awesome townhouse. She was flying across the country for a concert, and while she was in the air we got approved for this, so I decided that I was going to surprise her when she got home, just because it was the first time we were seeing each other from getting approved for this place. We were so excited to live together. So anyway, I took an Uber from my city to the Newark airport. It cost about $125, $130 with a dozen roses, weighted by baggage claims, and she was mad that I was there. And anyway, it was an awkward drive home, and I honestly dated her for probably like another 3 months before she broke up with me over text. But like I should have that was a huge red flag. Did I see it? No, it looked pink. To me it was pink.
I used to be so scared to leave my toxic ex, which is my daughter's dad, because I didn't want to be a single mom.
officially, even though I was the whole time. Anyway, even when we were together, I was too scared to leave him. I didn't want to be alone, and I didn't want to be a single mum. So I'm just going to go through a few little things that I put up with for 4 years before I finally left. And the point of this video is, if your man is doing any of these things, don't wait around for 4 years like I did. Just leave. Honestly, take it from me, they don't change. They're pathetic if they're like this. First thing, he was a repeat offender, always going to jail. Would send me letters promising the world when he was in jail, and he'd come home and he'd had written letters to all these other girls. So if you're watching my videos and you're one of those girls, you were not the only one. He was doing it to lots of girls. I won't mention names. And I kept taking him back after this because he literally convinced me that he was like not even all there, and I believed him. Stupid. Another thing, his family hosted a surprise birthday for me last year, and he left and went to a brothel. No hate on girls that work there. He, like, you know, you don't have loyalty to me. He does. And yeah, he did that, and he came back like nothing happened. What else did he do? I can't believe I can't even think. There's just too much that he did. Wait, hold on, I need to stop this and think. One time I caught him speaking to another girl, like from like a massage place, and he blamed it on his friend. He said, oh, he dragged me in there. I didn't sleep with anyone or do anything. Like, he dragged me in there. I just had to sit there. And then he quickly called this friend and goes, hey, Jesse's going to call you right now. She's going to be so angry at you. Can you please just cover for me and say it was all you? Please blame you. He thought this friend was on his side, but the friend was on my side. So the friend called me straight away and said, it's all bullshit. Don't believe anything he said. He's the one who did it. Please don't tell him not to bring me in it. He used to make me pay for everything, and when we'd go out on dates, he would make me pass him my card and tell him what the code is so he can look like the man. And we went out for 4 years, and he paid for one date. And it was at a restaurant that was attached to a petrol station. For anyone that lives in he lived in Oran Park, but it was Gregory Hills. It was in Gregory Hills. Enzo's Katrina, that is attached to a petrol station. That was where our first date was, and that was the only date he ever paid for in the 4 years. And I still stayed. For the 4 years, I think he only bought me one birthday present. Never bought me Christmas presents, never bought me anything. Look, presents aren't the be all end all, but like, come on now. And the one present that he did buy, he just gave money to my mum and said, just buy her whatever. Didn't even like put in the effort. He would tell all the girls that he cheated on me with that I was crazy and that I was cheating on him, and that he was so perfect to me and perfect to our daughter, and that I was a lunatic that would cheat with male strippers and yeah, withdraw from him. Never happened. Never touched one person in the whole 4 years. He cheated on me for like 3 of the years, and I kept taking him back, but he he told everyone. I was loyal the whole time. Even in our breaks, I was loyal, and yeah, he was definitely not. The minute I gave birth, well, he was with me during my labor, but he was asleep because he was too high. So my mum and my dad helped me during my labor. My mum came into the C-section room with me because we couldn't wake him, even though I was going to pick her anyway because he was hopeless. And he left about 2 hours after I gave birth to go to a brothel. After I gave birth, I got mastitis really bad. So I was in and out of hospital for the first 3 weeks, and he was there for 2 of the days out of the 21 days in hospital. Yeah. Anyway, this is probably about 20% of the things he did to me. Probably not even 20, like maybe 5%. Sorry, if your current partner has done any of these things, leave now. Thank you. Don't make my mistake.
Things that my exes did, and I still stayed with them. One time I was going over to my boyfriend at the time's house, and I was getting in the shower to get ready. And before I got in the shower, he texted me and was like, I want the Gluck Gluck 9000. And I was like, don't worry, babe. Like, I'm showering and then I'm on my way. So naturally, I take an everything shower, I exfoliate, I shave, I do the whole 9 yards. But when I get out of the shower, I see like 20 texts from him, all sad faces. Me thinking like, oh, he just really wants me to come over. Like, I must be really good. Like, I'm really good at that. Wrong. He texts me back and says, I just got the Gluck Gluck. I was like, what do you mean? Because I'm not with you. I'm in the shower on my, what do you mean? He got the Gluck Gluck 9000 from my friend at the time. Literally in the amount of time that it took me to shower, he had another girl over and did all of that. I still went over after. Like, I definitely went over and we fought, but I still went over and we continued the relationship. That same boyfriend convinced me to give up my V card by threatening to sleep with one of my friends. He fully said, if you don't sleep with me, I'm gonna sleep with your friend. And me, young, dumb, and in love, said, okay, fine, here it is, here you go. And he still slept with her even after taking it. Moving on to the next ex, one time we were driving and we drove by a car that happened to look like a guy I used to hook up with, his car. And because I just happened to look out the window as this car drove by, he got so mad that he made me get out of the car and walk home. Probably called me every name in the book, told me he saw right through me and literally threw me out of his car. And I walked my happy ass home. Still went back to him though. That same ex lied to me about his name. He said that his middle name was actually his first name, which isn't true, but such an odd thing to lie about. Like, if you can lie about that, what else do you lie about? Obviously a lot of things, but at the time, didn't care. Same ex, didn't know when my birthday was. And when I asked him, like, do you know when my birthday is? He got mad at me for accusing him of not knowing. And instead of like looking on Facebook and just like trying, like pretending like you know, he guessed and he guessed the wrong date. I'm fully convinced the birthday that he did say was the birthday of the girl that he was cheating on me with at the time. Not to mention, he also called me her name one time. I could literally make a part 2, 3, 4, 5 of this, but I guess I'll end with, didn't have a job, drove his mom's car, and he used me for all my money. And before any of you call me stupid, my brain wasn't even fully developed yet, and I'm just a girl, so it isn't my fault.
Things our exes did. Things our exes did, and we stayed after.
Okay, we was fighting at school and he drug me in front of half the school by my feet.
She slapped me full force in front of a teacher and almost got us rolled up.
Okay. Told me he was gonna take me on a date, but I had to pick him up and pay.
No. Walked me to class, kissed me, walked the other girl to class, and then kissed her.
He drove an hour to my house and bust the door down and choke slammed me in front of my 2-year-old sister, and we got to fight.
He went through my phone, choked me on concrete, and guess what? We wasn't even together. But I still went back somehow.
This one just straightened me up. Was my boyfriend, but he had my friend, who not my friend anymore. He had her as his lock screen on his phone, but we was together.
What? Okay. Found out he was fucking everything walking on campus, but I couldn't say nothing because we technically wasn't together. What?
He had a girl best friend, but and he invited her to our prom send off and then stood up there and took pictures with her, and the family knew what was going on the whole time.
Was trying to show me like old pictures in his camera, but accidentally showed me like a few sex tapes. Just a few. Just a few.
Oh, he yelled at me about a plan B in front of my mama. Like, my mama.
Like, he wouldn't pay her nothing? Like,
I'm not giving you this money for the plan B. Do you need a plan B for real or not?
started cheating with her peer power tutor, and I found out from the other person she was cheating on me with. So, double homicide. Double homicide.
Oh, tutor?
She was like 20 years old. I lost my bitch to a cougar.
Okay, y'all. So I drove to Arkansas, and I drove to Arkansas. It was like an hour and a half away just to get something and turn around. Like, that's it. And this wasn't even my boyfriend.
How far is Arkansas?
I said like it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours, you know.
He don't have a car, y'all. Well, he got a car.
I don't know about you, But I was triggered. I was sad. I did tear up. Yeah, I did tear up listening to their stories, okay? Last two young ladies, like, you went through it. You know, you were physically abused, you were emotionally abused, he was cheating, he kept cheating, you know, and kept telling her, convincing her, okay, that they are not technically in a relationship, so he's allowed to cheat. Imagine women saying, oh, we are not married, okay, so I'm allowed to see other people. Like the last time that girl going to that concert and dancing on another man and everybody just crucifying her because of that. Listen to that. Do you know how many women go through that all the time? And that lady who was talking about, he used to make her give him her card when they went out on dates that he never paid for. And the one time he took her out on a date, he took her somewhere next to a gas station. That's the one time he did it. Wasn't there for her. And even when her parents planned something nice for her, he went to a brothel. That should tell you a lot about these men. Listening to that lady, you know, when she said that guy used to call her a moped. A moped? Are you serious? Spend her money on other people, and the lady who was compared to somebody else, like most of them were compared to other women. Okay, because they can't match. So they have to put you down. They have to break you. And you wonder why so many women are single. You know, who wants to go through this? This is so painful to watch. So imagine them going through it. Okay, this is so sad. And I know some people will say, oh, choose better. They should have chosen better. And why did they stay? And why did they not go? Sometimes you don't even know that this is happening to you because they take you on an emotional roller coaster where one moment they're showing you all the good things they can do, the next is a low, and the next is a high, and the next is a low, and the cycle continues. You don't even get the chance to heal. You don't get the chance to get through what just happened to you before you realize something good is happening. The next time you realize it's very bad, even worse than before, and so on and so forth. And it continues until one day you're like, do you know what? I've had enough. I can't take this anymore. I'm out. Okay? I'm out. It takes time. It takes time. So, like I said, give them grace because sometimes the manipulation, the gaslighting, you won't even know that these things are happening to you until you're out of it and you're reflecting like they are. Okay? And if any of you see this video, know that you're loved. Like, you are amazing, you're wonderful, you're beautiful, and you deserve all the good things in the world. And may they get their karma. But anyway, let me know what you think of all of this in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.